is watching the spokesperson of the Ambazonia Revolution, and that happens to be me, Tapang Ivotanku. I would be very succinct with my response today with regards to what is happening in Cameroon. I insist Cameroon is one and indivisible. Cameroon is one and indivisible. And I hereby endorse what is happening in Cameroon. Cameroon is one and indivisible. Cameroon has one and indivisibility as the bedrock on which it lies. It is a country that got its independence in 1960. I insist. Cameroon got its independence in 1960. Ambazonia got its independence on the 1st of October 1961. We are one and indivisible, Ambazonia. La République du Cameroun is one and indivisible, Cameroon. America is one and indivisible, America. Canada is one and indivisible, Canada. Every single nation state in the world is one and indivisible. I would not travel to America to impose on the people of America and its government that has existed for maybe nearly 300 years how they have to govern themselves or what policies they have to change or not. No, it is not in my place to do so. Not when they have not granted me the citizenship. If you've lived in the Western countries, there is something called alien registration. Whether you are a citizen of America, you had and you have an alien number, an alien, A-L-I-E-N. That alien number recognizes you as a foreigner. That alien number is not expunged from your record, despite the longer durations you spent in those countries, especially America or Canada. You have an alien number. And that alien number is the first number by which, through which, and of which you were recognized in America. Whether you are seeking asylum, whether you are seeking citizenship by marriage, whether you're seeking other forms of citizenship by other types or other modes, you have an alien number. It is very important that I explain the meaning of being a foreigner in a country. Cameroon is one and indivisible. I hereby, as of today, June 29, 2020, endorse the one and indivisibility nature of Cameroon, because anyone who claims to be an Anglophone in neighboring Cameroon, you must respect the law and the laws of Cameroon. Likewise, anyone who is in Ambazonia must respect the laws of Ambazonia. We've seen a very gruesome photo and probably video of a very strong and ace journalist who works for neighboring Cameroon's radio and television, the state broadcaster called CLTV, Moki Edwin Kintika, who was brutally molested, tortured by the gendarmes, the military, the Republican military of neighboring La République du Cameroun. This is somebody who has been an advocate against the Ambazonia War for Independence. This is someone who has consistently and persistently sat on the press hour that you all know to say Ambazonians fighting for the rights are terrorists and they commit crimes and they commit all forms of abuses. And this is someone whom we all respect for his wonderful journalism. He's an excellent journalist. But his commentaries on the state broadcaster did not save his life when the police were blood choking his neck in Cameroon last week. Moki Edwin wanted to speak in English language, and the police told him there and then that he must speak in French. And he was forced to speak in French. And according to the La Republicans, it was a problem because they said English must be recognized in neighboring Cameroon. I hereby insist, and I'm inviting the president of neighboring La République du Cameroon, President His Excellency Frank Biya. I'm inviting the military, the Republican military, terrorist military of neighboring La République du Cameroon. I am inviting the ministers of neighboring La République du Cameroon. I am also inviting all the senators, members of parliament of neighboring La République. Who is there, please? 1 second, please. Hold on. I am also inviting all the senators of neighboring La République du Cameroun to also make sure that they promote one thing: the one and indivisible nature of neighboring La République du Cameroun. It is very important because we saw what happened in Cameroon on bilingualism, how they destroyed the nature of Ambazonia and Ambazonians living in neighboring La République du Cameroun. And we've seen with atrocious eyes what has happened in that particular country. And we are saying it is only French that must govern Cameroon. A couple of us living in the diaspora, a couple of us who are all, I would say, Americans by naturalization, we've seen how the Black Lives Matter movement is rolling out across the street. How blacks are advocating for their rights to be respected in America. How blacks are advocating for their color to be integrated into other colors in America. This is not a peculiar problem only to America. It is a problem that has spread across other Western countries where blacks are being seen as the minority. But the moment these African Americans and blacks living elsewhere in Europe step their feet on Africa, the story is different. There is no Black Lives Matter movement in Africa. We have other problems to worry about. Color is not a problem. And I insist, color is not a problem because we have tribalism, corruption, nepotism, and others. I've never ever experienced racism with regards to color ever since I was in Africa and touring at least 15 African countries. I have never ever experienced racism in terms of color. So when African Americans and other blacks living elsewhere in Europe visit Africa, they feel at home. They feel strongly at home because their color has been respected. Their color is not a problem. The same thing happening in neighboring Cameroon. If you are an Anglophone living in neighboring Cameroon and thinking that English must be respected, whether you protest on the streets or you write in books, whether you sit on the national broadcaster CRTV to speak about English or you broadcast in English, let me warn you and let me inform you. You are wasting your time because they don't recognize English language. And they would never ever recognize English language. What you're doing, fighting against your own brothers, fighting for their country in neighboring Ambazonia, is only playing to the gallery of the French-speaking Cameroonese. And they want you to keep playing that gallery. But when push comes to shove, they will force you to speak their own language, and that's French. The people who've stood by Ambazonia, who are currently in Ambazonia, who are present in Ambazonia, have never ever for once protested against the use of English or protested for the use of English, because linguistic problems, it is not our problem. Anything related to English has been well accepted in Ambazonia. You go to the market, our women speak English. You go to the market, our women speak Pidgin. Everywhere in our schools, literally we've banned French. The same thing is happening in neighboring Cameroon. They don't want the French culture to be extinct. That is why it took them several years, more than, I would say, half a decade, for them to come to terms. And they have not fully come to terms with what you call the civil law or the English laws. They still practice the French law and the French legal system. They have not fully accepted your English legal system. And they will not do it. Because there are no two ways you can practice two sets of laws in the same country. So the only place where you can successfully practice your rights or practice your laws, your legal rights, will be in Ambazonia. For Moki to have been bashed in his head because he wanted to speak English, when the police forced him to speak French, it is not common. But it will not happen in Ambazonia. Because in Ambazonia, everyone speaks English. And even the police who are of French descent, they still speak English. And even the Ambazonia fighters who are of French descent still speak English. So if you're in neighboring Cameroon, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time thinking they would ever accept you. Because you speak in English and you fight against Ambazonians, you speak against what is happening in Ambazonia. Don't you think it? It is high time all of these miscreants who pass for professionals in neighboring Cameroon stepped back into Ambazonia where they would be accepted. Just like the Black Lives Matter movement, blacks are not still accepted in America despite more than 3 centuries of protest. They are not yet still fully integrated into the American society. You will spend the next 300 years in neighboring Cameroon and your English will not still be recognized. You've just spent 60 years and you're crying. You're left with 250 more years before your eyes will fall off and you will still not be accepted in neighboring La République du Cameroun. What is good for you right now is that you should leave from neighboring La République du Cameroun and come into Ambazonia, where you will not be fighting for English, bare English, your rights to speak out as enshrined in Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948, your rights to freely associate with English-speaking Ambazonians as enshrined in Article 20 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948, freedom of assembly and freedom of association, you would not face those problems in Ambazonia. Those who are still living in neighboring Cameroon are living in denial. Despite the ill treatment, despite the pain, despite the torture they're going through, they're still living in denial. And let me insist, Ambazonians, if you are in neighboring Cameroon, we of the Ambazonia Defense Forces, we of the British Southern Cameroon's Resistance Forces, we of the Sword of Ambazonia, we of the Amba Gorillas, we collectively as Ambazonians endorse the one and indivisibility of neighboring La République du Cameroun. Cameroon is one and indivisible. You cannot divide the French into 2 languages, English and French. No, it is French. We want the La Républicaine Army to crush anything that speaks anything other than French in neighboring La République. If you speak French in neighboring La République, you're part and a parcel of an integral society of La République du Cameroun. But if you speak English, you are a terrorist. And we want La République du Cameroun to take this into serious action. Any so-called Anglophone, especially those professionals who think they want to promote the ideals of English, which has been banned, which is illegal in neighboring La République du Cameroun, should be incarcerated, should be jailed. Come back to Ambazonia and contribute to our society. Come back to Ambazonia and build an Ambazonia where your rights, your linguistic rights, your cultural rights, your economic rights, your political rights and your historical rights are well embraced, warmly embraced, and highly welcome. I want to insist, Ambazonians, we will not fight for any journalist who was in neighboring La Republique du Cameroun or who is still in neighboring La Republique du Cameroun and had to be part of the Ambazonia movement. You have to follow the likes of John Ba Akuro. You have to follow the likes of other journalists like Elizabeth Tumanjong, Bo Herbert, Temfak Ofege, who saw the light at the end of the tunnel of Ambazonia and decided to follow the tunnel that led them to Ambazonia. Don't stay in darkness and think you'll be covered up, or we shall express remorse or sympathy towards your ill treatment when you are being block-choked in the neck by La Republicans. There is no way we shall ever, for once, be part of La Republique du Cameroun. We endorse the one and indivisibility. They also endorse our one and indivisibility. We had 2 separate years of independence. We have a distinct border, a distinct boundary, and it shall remain so. On this note, I would like to share with you what is happening in Lebialem, my territory, where I have full control. For the last 3 years, Lebialem has been in trouble. Are not in trouble because they're fighting La Republique du Cameroun, but in trouble because we have a lunatic, a computer repairer who sits in Houston called Christopher Anos. Engineering hate, division, rancor in Lebialem. For the last 3 years in particular, I have been a victim of Chris Anos' manipulations. I have been a victim of Chris Anos' brother's manipulation. I sat very quiet and I heard how my name was rubbished, tarnished, dented by this so-called Oliver Lekefa. On several occasions, he did not only release audios, but videos pointing a welded gun at Tapang Ivo, warning Tapang Ivo that he will kill Tapang Ivo and Ayabacho. And no one for the last 3 years criticized that as an infighting. No one. No single Amazonian. None. To them it was okay. To them it was perfect. Now it's Field Marshal doing it. It's perfect. To them, there's no problem. No one criticized that action. Instead, it was heavily promoted. Promoted by the Eric Tatos. Promoted by Mark Barretta. Promoted by literally every single blogger of the so-called Southern Cameroon's activist front, SCAF. They promoted the infighting. And to them, it was not infighting. It was correction. They were correcting something. I was a victim. And persistently, they posted videos of this lunatic illiterate who calls terrorist, Oliver Lekefa, wielding a welded gun at Tapang Ivo and promising me death. No one saw that as a problem. No one. I mean, literally nobody. And at that time, 90% of Ambazonians were with the pastor's interim government, whose communications secretary is Christopher Anos, a computer repairer in Houston, Texas. They bashed Dr. Ayabacho Lucas. They bashed Tapang Ivo Tanku. And they made people literally very afraid to call the name ADF on the social media. I sat quiet. On 4 good occasions, this lunatic put out a video in my name. We came under the ADF to fight for what is right in Ambazonia, to put Ambazonia first before the BLM first. To put Ambazonia first before any tribe first. But what happened? The game went on. They started smear attacks, demonizing, vilifying Dr. Ayabacho as an oil dealer and Tapang Ivotango as a thief. And not only that, as they would always say, he who speaks first is right. But right now I come to you to say he who speaks last and laughs last was actually the right person. What is happening right now in the BLM is only a reaction to what has been happening for the last 3 years. And all of you sitting and watching me saw that as no infighting. You guys did not see it as infighting. It is now that we are reacting. You claim it is infighting. It is not infighting. We are correcting. Do you want to describe what is happening between Ambazonia and La République du Cameroun as infighting? No, I will not describe it as infighting. We are only reacting to more than half a decade of injustice. It is not infighting. And we are separating from them. Right now, what is happening between Oliver Lekefa and Major General Ayenke is a similitude, is akin to what is happening between Ambazonia and La République du Cameroun after several years of silence in the wake of injustice, in the wake of abuses, in the wake of insults, in the wake of threats. There is a time to say stop. Enough is enough. Oliver poked his hands into the eyes of Ayenke. Ayenke, who has never ever released a video in this revolution criticizing anyone. Ayenke, who has never ever put out a video talking against anyone in this revolution. Ayenke, who was rescued by the Ambazonia Defense Forces from being killed by this idiot, this illiterate, this buffoon called Film Marshal. Ayenke was to follow suit in the likes of General Ivo Mba, in the likes of Chacha, in the likes of Amigo. Ayenke had to follow suit for being whatever was described by the pastor's interim government as a traitor, or ludicrously described by the illiterate schoolmaster Oliver Lekefa as a betrayer. I want to insist, Ambazonians, Ayenke has reacted to Film Marshal, whom for the last 6 months in particular, I have been searching for him day in, day out to correct all his abuses he has done in Ambazonia. Ayenke is not part of the Ambazonia Defense Forces. Let me be clear. And he has never ever been part of the Ambazonia Defense Forces, but he collaborates with the Ambazonia Defense Forces, and he is an excellent, well-structured fighter, trained fighter, and he respects the rule of law. He is one of, if not the best defense force leader we have in the Southern Zone. Ayenke trained Film Marshal how to shoot a gun. Ayenke trained Film Marshal how to even structure an army. And Film Marshal, through his brother, who is overzealous, wanted to overthrow Ayenke by killing him and killing all his forces that would hence be seen as a threat, as we're seeing right now today. Ayenke had to defect, calling for backup from the ADF to rescue him. Ayenke and I come from Mokumbi, and Field Marshal has ever since been on our necks. Earlier last week, Field Marshal gave 7 days for Ayenke to react and he'll be killed. It did not make 24 hours. Ayenke released an audio reacting to the nonsense churned out by the Field Marshal. It did not make 48 hours. Ayenke has put out a video telling Field Marshal if he's strong, let him come. And Ambazonians, he will start a fight, must be ready to finish that fight. Field Marshal is a future RIP, rest in peace. You don't threaten an Ambazonia defense force and go free. You will do that in the past, but not in the present, after we've learned our lessons. And ever since I gave a strict warning, searching for Field Marshal, he has disappeared into the forest, the thick forest of Le BLM, of Mbo, and the rest. He has completely disappeared. And let it end so. He would end at videos, at audios, not videos. We are skip tracing him. The skip traces show that he's in Beauplain in neighboring La République du Cameroun. Let him cross back into Ambazonia and make that noise. Ayenke has released his first video directing a message to those diaspora killers. Those people who sit in the diaspora and all they do is engineering hate, division and rancor among fighters who've sacrificed to stay back home despite the numerous routes that are available for them to run into neighboring Nigeria and hide. Ayenke decides to sit back and fight for Ambazonia, and all you pay him with is to engineer this agent of darkness and division called Oliver Lekefa to put out his number 11th video warning soldiers on ground zero and not further afield like in Batibo, but nearest to him as in Le BLM. So do you expect Dr. Ayenke, who is a major general, to sit quiet and watch himself being killed? Do you expect him to do so? Do you expect him to do so? Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Christopher Anus has done his worst, and his brother will pay for it. I insist. Christopher Anus has done his worst, and his brother will pay for it. Anywhere Field Marshal is found in Le BLM, he will be a dead body. Anywhere Field Marshal is found in Le BLM, he will be a dead body. Ambazonians, let me play this video once again of General Ayenke.
Yes. Today the 28th June 2020, we meet Major General Ayenke of the Guerrilla Fighters of Alon. And come out with this strong video. And salute all Ambazonia citizens, home and abroad. And come out today with this video, purposely for Oliver Lekoka, alias FM. And I come out because something don't hold me. I want to give a live message for Oliver. Okay. Oliver. Now me Major General Ayenke. They talk for you. Direct. And I still repeat for reply your audio. Where talk say if I get testis, I reply you. I don't reply you with audio. I feel say maybe you feel talk say no in my voice. Before I come again with video for tell you say na Major in person the talk. Oliver, you and your brother Chris Anu. Because I deny say I not work under una. You are not fit do me no nothing. If una try, una go see me. As una don't already try, una go see me. I declare now in between you and me, Oliver, any place where you dey, you go see Major General Ayeke. Either by spirit or physical. But tell you, say that fire where you say you vomit am. I don't prepare now. Before you want vomit, I go come on you for sure. I beg the Ambazonia people. I'll tell you something where it happen inside the BLM. Christian and your brother. I'll show you now what the way Christian with the climb she done for TV. Talk say they don't produce gun way past AK-47 for social media. Because one made the Ambazonian citizens, may they be in the contribute money here and your brother. They take and fool people, they chop them. Give me that their nonsense. Now the nonsense this. They call themselves Fontema Suwanyi. Something will not be shoot man for 30 meters. They contribute money hanam. They say they take and produce gun will be powerful. Now the nonsense this. Only heavy, way heavy. You know if you take and display for battlefield. You know if you shoot man for 30 meters. But the Ambazonian people see who side their money they go. More Oliver and your brother start the fool people. Now what is this? They say the shoot man a bit strong past AK-47. Now some of you boys, when son I'm saying they come kill Major General Ayeke. They come before I catch them take this thing. Now they think this, where when money to go. Say they send money, make they can produce nonsense, send them for camps. This is the rubbish. When I stop the food Ambazonian people. If they contribute money for they can buy weapon, when they can buy weapon. That thief man go fail una. He go fool una. When he do so big, they come in the run so they get wound them for bush. Because no logic where they play. When I ask Oliver, whether be them, they don't come someday for attack for a camp. He get any confrontation with them. When he hear their scent, he the run get and wound them for bush. I will make an example for my audio. Be them be stand say they want enter the TTA barrack for Numbeng. I'm sure say they be see what will be happen. Numbeng be saying to her, they not be enter that barrack. And they not be enter. Be them enter Mbui, when I see what will be occur. They enter Momo, when I see them, what will people do? Chris Anu and your brother, when I stop the food and Ambazonian people. Now me major the talk. I know why when I heard me. Because when I don't talk them, I say yes to una atrocities them. My work under una. I tell when I say they not fit buy my dignity with money. And I'll forever maintain. My limit is boya. And nothing can change my mind. People when they concentrate for diaspora go fuck una without condom. Now kill us. When they try me go kill the one, you deny. They go use money for kill you too. For replace you. And they talk because I be case study. And know all that diaspora people. Diaspora, where they cause confusion. Una mami pima. Na me the talk. I say una mami pima once more. Una not fit. Una fit trying as some people. Not be na all man. Na major the talk. Any man where she run any place. He want talk. Make talk. Or give me a direct call. I go reply you. The car. Man move my eyeglass to see me fine. May not be saying this see me. If you want to see me, either spiritually or physically, you see me. I say I don't declare. Me and you, we go know who he pass who. Oliver, you forget for no. If you remember the day where I put you on top chair, I teach you how they open AK-47. If you remember the day, today you want to fight me? You want to fight me? Oh, sorry. I pity you now. No red dragon come to the inside Allah. I repeat, no red dragon come to the inside Allah. Any picking, where the Kirka, Oliver send you for come she don't inside Allah. Say be red dragon. May the picking be at Talat. I say may the picking be at Talat. Major go enter. When Major enter, Fly them go hook up. I need to talk water for my mop. Now direct. And Oliver, if you not be careful, all of these three where they in my corner. If you send them, they move you for under any big tree way they. You can no say they live now under big trees. If you be man picking, come on, come shit on. For place where you go to see a kelebe. Any minute, any second. May you and them exchange gun. They know who pass who. No hide for forest. Begin to make noise. When you want to smoke your cigarette, you smoke so they finish, you come make 5 audios. Say this Oliver Fimasha the king. King my last. Me, I talk say to her. Come on, 5 war. You come on, kill that 500 a kelebe. You show me proofs. Not to kill them again under trees. If you say I bet them where they see them for bush. If you fight Major General Yeke, if they even tie my hand them for back, tie my legs, they send you Oliver Alcoca. Say me come for place where they if you come. Now for she don't make audio, fool the citizen, fool civilian them. You go strong. Not be na me. I say I declare, any picking where she don't enter a law. Say earth don't send it say be red dragon. Make that picking tie your bed where major the camp. I need the hide. I say at the camp. Any diaspora away see hurry. Right time send them for social media. I be don't already see I'm so they remain 45 minutes 45. When I woke up one day, I go for social media, I see like 50 people where they don't write against me for social media. It activate my Odeshi. It make Odeshi to be more powerful. I say diaspora people where they want kill ground zero fighters. Dear mommy Pima. I talk again. If you hold una hang. Now me the talk. And when I talk, I drink champagne. Una go here. I need the height. I go tiaba. Social media. They activate my Odeshi. Me try. Major General Diamond. Place where you dey. No say Major General Yeke. I dey feel you. If you want cross that small boundary, me cross. I'm bossy in test and them send outside. If you want cross on that side, no say Major General Diamond go come on you for buttocks. Scatter your show. Boom boom. Now me don't talk.
Fuck them.
Make they come out come. If they know say they strong. Rubbish. My all Ambazonian citizen, when I stay blessed. I want to drink my small champagne. I need big one. My way see how the drink hurry, me go hang. Any diaspora away hurry, never ever dream for cost your 1 franc. See what I do work go end. Rubbish. I tell you all. Any my way they fight the Ambazonian fight.
Ambazonians, I want to make this particularly very clear. I hope everybody don't watch that particular statement and this particular statement where they come out from Ayenke. Ayenke don't make a very powerful statement against Oliver Lekefa, alias Film Marshal, that idiot, where you go put all kind pipes. The fool people them through your brother Christopher Anubo them Anus. The fool people then say that pipe, if he carry gun, na gun the way they don't buy him with my trip to Boya money. When I don't see Ayenke display for year how that pipe na fake pipe. And you were only talking for a while when I need to see them. Now that when they see the pipe for there, everybody they see the pipe. Now the pipe that way they don't use them. The fool people that when I see AK but film marshal they go produce na pipe. When I see only pipe, I never know whether now which kind of bullet fit pass through that pipe. Whether they go manufacture now, even North Korea self with the manufacture weapon them, it never ever make pipe in the name of gun. Pipe way heavy self pass even gun wave. They say take and carry himself. Police will follow you. Better keep the pipe for down because if Oliver even hold that pipe for wrong time, it go even slow you down. Now the pipe that we need to shoot. Ayenke don't can expose all things. Catch film marshal a person, kill them where they can kill Ayenke. Now you Ayenke don't vex. I say no. This thing I think where General Ivo you must talk this thing for air. We no be ADF with Ayenke. We no get partnership with Ayenke. But we encourage and Tapang Ivo Tank who endorse what Ayenke is doing. because it do one for save the BLM, for save the people of the BLM, for show the people of the BLM say no. All the manipulation will don't happen, it not go happen anymore. Ayenke they promote human rights. It fight for democracy. It protect all civilians for the BLM. And a very well educated and a very humble person, Ayenke. But this idiot, what they call and say field marshal, he don't come for can destroy Ayenke integrity, his caliber, and his potentials. But they no go worker. Ambazonians would show now all these things that make una see them, so that when a fista they make RIP for field marshal before time. Now the things that this way they fool una come for social media, can lie for una see only pipe. Even North Korea where the manufacture got North Korea never make the kind pipes. See pipe. Only hole for pipe. You don't whether na even self na how they call them. Bamboo faint and say that hole for pipe self come out. I never see they manufacture that kind of bullet for outside. So when the fool and started the paint them, it look like gun, bring up for social media, can't put them. The Yannick Sikot and the rest, now so one of the glad. Oh, film marshal. The real truth is already out. And film marshal don't run. And that is how it shall remain in this particular revolution. I want to insist, Libya Lem, they under the control of the Ambazonia Defense Forces and General Ayenke. And we encourage General Ayenke for a good job. Ayenke, your life be in danger as and according to the promise with Field Marshal Omega. You get to fight back and protect your life and protect the life of the civilians. Because if you go where civilians will be in trouble, you get to make sure say a periphery be heavily guarded, heavily secured. Because these La République du Cameroun PIGs, pastors interim government, they don't prove beyond reasonable doubt. So when they make a promise, they must execute that promise. General Ivo will be smile with them, they turn the stab with the killer. General Arike will smile with Amigo turn snap with one killer. Chacha will Capo smile with you want kill Capo. Commando, all of them, Nambere and the rest. All of them don't prove say whether in a sect that they respect the master for that sect. That's why they wear black hats for inside house. Sako Ikome. Ayenke, not take this thing lying down. Now may I tell you, Tapang Ivo. Not take this thing lying down. And the people of Ambazonia, they support you, Ayenke, for the great job where they do. You get to eliminate all these threats. Not take this thing lying down. Now the only advice what they tell you, Ayenke, like a brother way me and you come off from Mongbi. These idiots, where they feel say that they use the diaspora population for raise money for fight ADF for ground zero and no succeed. Prince J. Kawa just come off a block you for comment section that you 180 teeth. Raise $5,000 for fight ADF. Where is the money to today? Now they made the complaint say Sakonova send the $5,000 for ground zero. If it is Sako will send them for ground zero, you want to make die. No man no one fight ADF for ground zero. Everybody don't start resign. And so shall it be. If you want to take this war for the fight on our own brothers, the way they fight truly for protect our civilians on the waste of our time. And as I don't talk, you don't cause una. Talk baba talk the one I go like I for repeat them for you because beginning the watch. I don't cause all for diaspora. Tell una how una the engineer me the kill fighters for ground zero. Why una no come down can fight? It is a field marshal the one move that particular audio so they send her out. He send her for now because he brother Christopher Anu don't tell you say move and send her out. And when move him in the send her for your brother, their brother now use Connie's share and now for outside. That is the game. That is the game. Now only a brother get contact. And a few people they get contact. Field marshal they work now with your brother. They move the audio send of your brother, then your brother, pastor, computer repairer for Houston, they move the audio send them out. You think that your brother they work for Ambazonia Revolution? That your brother be very dangerous than Sako himself. And he don't get no conscience. But with the promise field marshal say me just prepare your coffin. Because he coffin. Now you go bury ye. It be so funny, but it's the reality. I don't get time for talk too much Ambazonians. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best and have a nice day.